Just when you think Amber Portwood, her lies can't get any more ridiculous, they do, you guys. We're going to be talking about former Teen Mom star Amber Portwood because she claimed that she signed up for the Marines and was getting ready to be shipped off when she was released from the Marines because of her legal trouble. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Can y'all believe this girl? Saying she was like, did she join the Marines? The Ashley says Amber Portwood accused of stolen valor after she claims she once joined the Marine Corps and was about to be shipped out. But her book tells a different story. Amber Portwood made some very bold claims while on TikTok Live earlier this week, some of which caused her to be accused of stolen valor. After she claimed she had once joined the Marines and was about to ship out, but was ultimately not allowed to join due to her troubles with the law. So here's the thing. When you say you were about to be shipped out, you are implying that like that would lead anybody to believe. If you were like, yeah, I joined the Marines, I was about to be shipped out, and then something happened. That you're implying like people are going to assume you mean you were about to be shipped out for a job, or, to deploy. Like that's not what she meant. She meant like she was about to be shipped out for like boot camp, but she never even got that far, right? She didn't even do boot camp. She didn't even actually sign up. So no, you were not about to be. You were not about to be sent out or shipped out when you never even signed up. I guess anybody could say that. I guess anybody could say like, "Oh, I went to MEPS. I walked in, walked out. I almost went to the Marines. I almost was shipped out, or I was about to be shipped out." Like, girl, no, that's not how it works. So let's continue. It says the Teen Mom star. Listen to this. Amber got into an argument while on TikTok with someone in her chat, right? So Amber was live. Someone in her chat under the name American Mama came in, and that's who she got into it with. This person named American Mama. Amber proceeded to tell American Mama that she had once joined the Marines and was preparing to fight for America, just like her brother Sean Portwood had. However, the tale Amber told on TikTok Live varies greatly from how the event was described by Amber herself in her 2022 book, So You're Crazy Too. Here's the thing. That's why Amber's people like love her and hype her up so much, because she's over on TikTok telling some crazy stories. She's on TikTok talking about, I saved my money for 4 years. I didn't spend any of my money for 4 years. I saved for 4 years so I could pay cash for my very own house, my $600,000 house, when it's not. Somebody looked it up. Your house is like a $300,000 house, which still, I'm sure it's a nice house, but girl, I didn't know a $600,000 house. Okay. But she's literally on TikTok Live, like making her people, the people that watch her, think like great things about her. I joined the Marines. I was about to be shipped out. I was going to fight for our country. Okay. The Ashley will attempt to recap the military themed madness that went down. So Amber was angered by the girl because of the girl's name. Amber first bragged about her brother's service, then actually stated that she herself had joined the Marines before she had gone to prison. I have a brother that served twice in actual combat Army 2008. You have no clue what you're speaking of. I joined the Marines, darling, Amber said. I joined the Marines. Did you know that, honey? No, nobody knew it, Amber, because it's a pile of dookie. You know why I couldn't go? Because I was too much trouble and they couldn't get one thing down. That's probably the only thing you told the truth about right there. You could not go because you was in too much trouble and they couldn't get one thing down. What? I don't know what that means. I was in too much trouble and they couldn't get one thing down. So who's the American mama here? Because I was going to fight for my country. And my thing is like, why? I wish I would have seen this one. I really wish I would have seen this one, because maybe American mama, maybe she has a son that's in the military. Maybe she has two sons in the military. Maybe she has a daughter in the military. Maybe she was in the military. Like, who knows? But I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was just the name that triggered her. I have no idea. Oh my goodness, I know. I remember when she wore that army jumper and said she bought it for her brother's birthday. Like her brother wants to see his sister dressed like a two-bit. I know he was like, "What are you wearing?" I remember that. She does brag about going to prison, like it was like I deserve this $600,000 house because I was in prison. So who's the American mama here? Because I was going to fight for my country. Amber stated that her reason for joining the Marines was to better herself like her brother had done. So you want to laugh at me? Laugh at me all you want, but that's me. That's the woman I am. I'll fight for people. I'll fight for myself. And now I know how to do it the right way. Yes, she is one of those almost served. Exactly, babe. That's the woman I am. I'll fight people. Later, Amber seemed to backtrack a little bit on her previous statement that she joined the Marines. Girl, I didn't say I was in the military, she told one person who accused her of stolen valor. I said I signed up for the Marines and I was about to be shipped out, but they couldn't get one of my things down. What does that mean? What does that mean? They couldn't get one of her things down. That's all that happened. I was the second girl in Anderson, Indiana to ever go. My mom brought me. How about that? That is the sad part, Linda, is that she is so delusional. She really does believe this. Like Amber now believes, like ever since, and here's probably what happened. Let me tell you guys probably what happened. I know people like this. Probably what happened is, she thought about it because her brother was in it and it did well by him. So she had her mom bring her to talk to a recruiter. She went and talked to a recruiter, told the recruiter about her problems, her legal troubles, and he was probably like, "Oh, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if we'll be able to take you because all your legal problems." She walked out as she was talking to her mom. Her mom was like, "Yeah, I only know of one other girl from Anderson that's ever been. That's all I know about." So, yeah, we don't have very many women here that sign, or maybe the recruiter told her this. Maybe the recruiter was like, "Yeah, we don't have very many women from Anderson signing up. I've only signed one up in my day." And then that's how her brain works. She will hear one person say something like that, and then it's like, oh, she would have been the second girl to sign up. I agree. Nothing more disgusting than someone doing stolen valor or faking a pregnancy and scamming people for donations. I agree. And I got caught out so bad when I love this. My hubby is so funny. The AVA, the Almost Veterans Association. That is hilarious. That tickles me so much. Lauren says, "Don't you have to take a drug test in order to join the military? Ain't no way in hell she would pass that." Says she's high as a kite 24/7. Babe, do you have to take a drug test to sign up for the military? I don't remember. I would assume you got to take everything else. Amber has done both now. That is so true, Roddy. Amber has now faked being pregnant, lied about being pregnant, and lied about being in the military. How crazy. You got to take full physical. It's always the people who got kicked out or almost joined that lie about it. Exactly. True story. My father was a World War II veteran, earned a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star. Amber is definitely an AVA. Yes, she is. All right, so Amber said, "Oh, yeah, baby, I went to join the Marines. I was in that office. I signed. I did everything. They just couldn't get one thing down, and that's the only reason I didn't go." She told the user that after signing those papers, she was thinking that she was putting her life on the line to be a Marine. Amber Heard almost donated $7 million. It did not count in her Johnny Depp trial. Exactly. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Is that what it is, babe? So she told the user that after signing those papers, she was thinking that she was putting her life on the line to be a Marine. "But I did, but not you," Amber told the woman she was arguing with. "My brother was begging me not to join. For certain reasons, I'm not going to say what it was. But my family was worried. He said, hey, you leave me out of this mess. Don't put me in your lies. They actually decided to consult with Amber's book that she wrote in 2022, So You're Crazy Too, because it contained a description of Amber trying to join the Marines. According to the book, Amber went down to the military recruiting office after she had been sent to rehab in Malibu by MTV. But before she went to prison in 2012, she was still a heavy drug user at the time and had been hoping to join the military instead of going to drug court. Here's how Amber herself described her attempt to join the Marines back then, 2022, when her book came out. At one point, I had an idea as to how I could cure my drug addiction on my own, Amber wrote in her book. I decided I wanted to join the military like my brother. Before drug court officially began, my mom took me to the place where they did intake for military, asked for forms to fill out to enlist in the Marines, and the woman at the front desk laughed at us. Okay, so she walks in. Her mom takes her to where they do intake for military. She walks in. She asks the lady for forms to fill out so she can enlist in the Marines, and the woman at the front desk laughed at her. I bet she did. I don't know if she recognized me from TV or just took one look at the legal troubles we listed on the application, but she said the military would not accept me and seemed confused as to why I would even want to enlist. So it was off to drug court for me. Amber's description in her book, which states she filled out an application and was rejected before even getting past the front desk clerk, obviously varies greatly from the tale she told on TikTok, stating she was about to be shipped out. Amber continued to argue with the TikTok user, later seemingly bragging that she walked away from the next chapter and gave up a lot of money in order to keep her integrity. Honey, when you find a girl from that show that walks away from almost 200 grand, please let me know, Amber said. And then you can tell me about integrity, family, and love. Okay? Can you do that for me? Oh, crap. You can't. You really can't. Want to know why you can't? Because there's not nobody else that's ever did that. Nobody. Not one. That's what I did, except Kale and Chelsea walked away too. So, oh, look, there's Kale and Chelsea. Are we invisible over here or what? It's called Family. That you don't really have any, but okay. My mental health, needing to love myself. Amber continued. Everything else comes first. Did she say that wrong? It's called Family, my mental health, and needing to love myself. Everything else comes first. Sure, I guess. You can watch clips of Amber making the claim that she wants to join the military below. Oh, great.
2008, when he was lit. You have no clue what you're speaking of. I joined the Marines, darling. American mama. I joined the Marines. Did you know that, honey? But you know why I couldn't go? Because I was in too much trouble and they couldn't get one thing down. So who's the American mama here? Because I was going to fight for my country and I wanted to better myself. My brother, he already did. He told me don't do it. So you want to laugh at me all you want. But that's me. That's the woman I am. That's the woman I am. I fight for people. I'll fight for myself. And now I know how to do it the right way. Girl, I didn't say I was in the military. I said I signed up for the Marines. I was about to be shipped out, but they could not get one of my things down. That's all that happened.
She's doing a lot of eye blocking there, which y'all know. I'm back in my body language courses, and she's closing her eyes during that. So she's doing some eye blocking right there. Back that up when she says that.
And I couldn't go.
You.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're lying, but there's other things that if there's like clusters of things, you know, if there's several things that you can pick up on, not like nonverbal tales, like, okay, when you do that, that's a sign of being dishonest. This is a sign of being dishonest. And if you're doing like several things at once, then you can kind of say, okay, maybe they're being dishonest, right? And eye blocking is one. And eye blocking is not like when you block. It is. Eye blocking is actually when you block your eyes, but it's also when you close your eyes when you're saying certain things. Now, that doesn't always mean you're lying. And you can do it for other things, like when you're trying to recall something, when you're trying to think of something, you could do it. But you also do it when you are lying. Here's my assessment. If her lips are moving, she is lying. Great assessment, babe. Great assessment.
Girl, I didn't say I was in the military. I said I signed
eyes.
up for the Marines. I was about to be shipped out, but they could not get one of my things down. That's all that happened. It's wild that you think you are a freaking, I don't know, are you a wannabe psychic? What are you talking about? Thank you. I was the second girl in Anderson to ever go. My mom brought me. How about that? So if you think I'm lying, darling, why don't you go get a hold of my brother? Why don't you try to talk your crap to everybody back then? Oh, yeah, baby, I went to join the Marines, honey. Oh, I was in that office. I did everything. They just couldn't get one thing down. And that's the only reason why I couldn't go. So, I mean, I didn't say I was. And who cares to speak that way to me? Because you never once try to step foot in anything like that. Put your life on the line, thinking you're putting your life on the line at that time, and to sign those papers to be a Marine. But I did, but not you. So I don't want to hear your mouth.
Wow, that's really wild. Like, which Amber makes all these wild claims anyways about things, so it's not too out of the box for her to claim that she joined the Marines and was about to be if she would have just said, like, I almost joined the Marines, okay, I almost joined the Marines, okay, okay, whatever. But to say, and I was about to be shipped out. No, you wasn't. You didn't get no further than the front door. What do you mean? They had no plans for you. The Marines had no plans for Amber Portwood because that application never made it past the front desk. So you were not about, you know what? You were about to be shipped out right out the front door. They shipped you right out the front door and was like, no way. Someone asked about the photo. Yes. So if you haven't watched Teen Mom, there was one episode where it was her brother's birthday. Her brother's birthday, Sean, was that day. So she wanted to surprise him. So she wanted to dress up in camo, military attire. And she said she looked online for an army outfit, and all she could find was that. And it was like a sexy girl outfit where like her boobs was kind of whatever. And then her brother FaceTimed her for his birthday. He called her. And he immediately was like, what are you wearing? And she was like, I wanted to surprise you for your birthday by dressing up like I was in the military. But this is all they had. Surprise. And you could tell he was not at all thrilled about it. He was like, oh. He was probably completely embarrassed. This is when her brother called her when she answered the phone. Look. She answers the phone and she's like, sup, homie? And he goes, what are you wearing? The fact that she answered the phone, sup, homie? His first words as he called her on his birthday is, what are you wearing? Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Leave me your thoughts about Amber Portwood claiming that she signed up for the Marines, was about to be shipped out, but they couldn't get one thing done, one thing down. Her brother was in the Army and did serve overseas. So if I was him, I would be offended. I would be mad. I would be like calling her like, girl, don't do that. Don't say that. That's offensive. I love y'all. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, guys.